Hi everybody, this is Rev Lorana, the Old Sage from Celestial Time, and I'm here today because I've shuffled the cards and I'm going to do a reading about current events, about how June is going to go. I feel like June is going to be a bit of a reprieve for us. It's my own feeling that it's going to get lighter. We got Venus and Jupiter are going to join in Cancer, so that's home body and around the home and nurturing and families, and of course it's a family time, but Venus and Jupiter are always good things, and it isn't in the 10th house as far as the where I am, the now time. But wherever you are in the world, houses are different. So for what we are here in the Eastern Coast in the United States, this chart that I just cast right now, it's saying that the government and things are kind of going to ease up and things are going to get a little bit better for us. Saturn has moved away from Neptune, so our partnerships and things aren't going to be quite as elusive and crazy, but they're, we've had a lot of things coming to light with Saturn, Father Time, on elusive Neptune. We've seen things that we didn't even know were there, as far as things coming to light, corruption and all that. Hopefully that can ease itself up a little bit. It's not going to go away, but certainly not in just 1 month, but I feel like we're going to be turning more towards home and family. The new moon was in the new full moon was in Sagittarius, so that was like higher consciousness and higher mind and higher education. I'm sure we are seeing something with the colleges and things, because that's very much ruled by Sagittarius, but also foreign countries and things like that. Well, yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. And Uranus has moved into Gemini, and it's the sun has passed Uranus, but in Gemini it's a double-bodied sign, but it is all about communications and maybe finally being able to get two sides, a little synergy between all of it. Anyway, here's the cards, and I've done my little invocation, so now I'm just going to go, which card set do I want? I want this set. Okay. Let's see what the cards have to say for the coming month. The Tower is upside down, so the worst is over, is what I always call that. Yeah, this is good. Let's just do these to start with, because this is what I call all that's surrounding us. Okay, and the Tower upside down, everything has fallen apart, but when it's upside down, I always see that the worst is over there. And here is contracts, and the page brings new information, new contracts, new opportunities are coming in right now. Well, we know that. All we got to do is see the news if we're looking at some things. But there is still going to be a lot of I call this play conflict. You said it's like kids playing together, siblings fighting about, who gets the driver's, the front seat in the car. But the King of Cups is over the top of it. So this is this big daddy man, big male energy that wants to take care of everything and everybody. So there will be minor skirmishes and minor conflicts, but when it's a cup king instead of, say, a sword king, and he's thinking about she, whatever, they're thinking about their country. This is not necessarily a person. It's so easy to call a king a person, but it's not. It's the energy of healing male masculinity is what it is. So with the Jupiter in Cancer and Venus, that represents that. Yes, there'll still be skirmishes, and people will be bitching, moaning, and groaning, and complaining is what I call it. But here, the Chariot and the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups, that's like picking and trying, not knowing what you really want, And the Chariot, to me, I was asking about transportation and gas prices, and the Chariot is all about that. So it looks like they will fluctuate, and probably we're not seeing what's really going on, because there's always kind of some deception with the Seven of Cups. And then over the top is that's the Six of Pentacles upside down, not being able to pay the bills. And families are be coming together, but be careful with your charge card stuff, because it's going to be a little harder to pay your bills. Well, we already know that, but it's nice that the tarot is telling us that, isn't it? The Ten of Cups, families, communities getting together, making things work, making things happen. And there we have the dominant female. Okay, so we've got dominant female intelligent energy coming in. Now that doesn't mean it's a woman either, any more than this means it's a man. But the feminine comes in when Cancer, the water sign comes in, Cancer. So the feminine is coming in and going to be more important to be taking care of home. It might not look exactly like it is. A lot of times with this Ten of Cups, I call it the elephant poop in the living room. Everything's covered up. It's supposed to look real good. Well, in our current economy, sometimes they do that. They make it look better or talk better than it is. But we're going to have someone in there that actually is got her head on its head on its shoulders. It's not a person. It is an energy that I call it the facts, ma'am, just the facts. That isn't. This is more ruled by emotion, where this is ruled by intelligence, and intelligence is sorely needed. Okay, so that's our month. So it doesn't look. I would like to have seen more positive, but it's not negative, and I'm very glad to see that. Worst is over, the fat lady sings is what I call that card. So it doesn't look like we're going to go back to shoot 'em up, but we are going to have some deception around our gas prices, but gas prices are probably what's going to be going down more, even if they have to finagle it a little bit to do it. And but over here, I sort of feel this is ultimately there's going to be adults in the room, and I really like that, and focusing on family and focusing on community, and not so much focusing on everything else. So that's good news. I just feel the need to throw 3 more cards. What am I throwing these 3 more cards for? I don't know. I had a feeling there's something going on about colleges, and that's taking responsibility that they don't need to take, sticking their nose in where they don't need it to, but being that card is like the codependent card from hell there. Let me carry your sticks as well as mine, and learning that that's not a good thing. I think this is about balancing, like how much we pay NATO and how much we don't. And I'm not much on current affairs exactly, but it looks like there's going to be a balance, temperance about shared burdens, and not having to be or learning as we go, not having to be the authority of everything. That's good news, I think, too. Shared burdens. Okay. Well, that's what I've got for the month of June. I kind of wish it was like roses and sunshine, but at least it's not rain. Or at least it's not horrible. And I like the idea that there's going to be adults in the room by the end of the month. I feel like that's coming in now. More of the feminine, more worrying about humanity and people, and less worrying about ego and posture, and that's on all sides of everywhere. I'm globally, those that seem to be the problem are the ones that have to be right rather than, I'd rather be right than alive. That's rough. But we're coming into a time in our reality where might makes right isn't going to be working anymore. But laying down and being a victim isn't going to be working either. In other words, the consciousness is rising. Queen of Swords is coming in. When the consciousness rises, then what happens is compassion has common sense. Okay? So with that, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to be at in Short Pump this coming weekend doing a workshop, or not a workshop, yeah, well, I'm going to be doing a 1-hour workshop about my workshop. We got a workshop coming in the end of July. I'm doing one on the 4 Simple Truths, only an expanded workshop about how you can understand who you are, really, who's running your body, and then how you can use that information to make a better way for your life. That's up in Richmond at 5th and Main, July 25th. Before that, as I said, this coming weekend, this is the 7th or 8th of June, we will be I will be at Illumin at the Marriott in Short Pump outside of Richmond. And then after that, the following 2 weeks and after that, I will be at the Colonial Beach doing a festival at Colonial Beach for their 75th anniversary. And that will be the Renaissance setup. So Dan will be there and I'll be there, and we'll be having some fun and doing some readings. I'm also available online, and I have phone readings available. I'm here for the summer, so I'm open to phone readings, and I'd be glad to help you. We can do FaceTime, we can do Messenger, we can do Zoom if we want, something like that. I did a reading this morning. I work Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays generally. Mondays and Fridays, no. Weekend, no. I'm really fresh for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. You can find me on celestialtime.com. Put a like and a share in the comments down there. Comment if you want, and go to my webpage, and you can find out all about Celestial Time and myself. So you guys have a good day. Have a great June, okay? Thanks. Bye now.